you exist on 3 levels of reality, and that using just one is why your manifestations aren't working. So here's the hard truth. 98% of people, they're unconsciously just using one level of existence. Essentially, you're just trying to use a third of your power. That's dangerous because it is keeping you from obtaining the wealth that you want, confused, and chasing results that never come. But when you learn to activate all 3 planes, you literally become a reality bending force. Reality will bend to your favor. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to stop blocking your desires and using the entire system that you were born with. Your next level depends on it. Hey love, welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. I'm Mar, and I help women step into their power, activate their divine feminine, and create the life that actually feels good to live. So if you're ready to step into that, blow up from the inside out, and manifest your dream reality, hit that subscribe button and stick around because I drop videos every single week on these types of topics. And if you want to go even deeper than these videos, you can check out my entire energy reset program, even my book, or other tools that I've created to get you to the next level, which is all linked down below. I will leave today's timestamps right over here. Now let's get into it. Let's start with the physical plane, which is what most people call reality. It's everything that you can see, touch, taste, smell, and hear. It's the realm of the ego. It feels real because you're animating it, but it is not the full picture. In fact, by definition, it's an illusion. It doesn't mean that it's fake. It means that there's way more to reality than meets the eye. So scientifically speaking, we only perceive 0.0035% of what actually is out there. We only perceive 0.0035% of what actually is out there. Your eyes only register visible light, which is just a tiny sliver of the electromagnetic spectrum. And what's even more wild, subatomic particles react to human consciousness in real time, kind of like a game that renders reality based on the awareness of the player. And this isn't just science, it's an ancient truth. In Hermetic philosophy, it's called the divine paradox. In Kabbalah, it's the world of the 1%. In Vedic teachings, it's known as Maya. So while the idea that we can only see 0.0035% of reality seems daunting, it also opens up a world of possibilities. The physical plane is the plane of effect, not cause. Everything you experience, success, failure, struggle, wealth, it's just a shadow cast of the mind. But here's the question: where do my thoughts even come from? Are they actually my thoughts? This is a question many have asked, but rarely actually answered up until now. So for example, when you see people get an interview and they ask them, how did you even come up with this idea? And then they respond with, it just came to me. But came from where? I welcome you to the mental plane. You can think of it as a cloud layer of reality, a space where thoughts float freely across time and space, unbound by physical limits, because it's an illusion of the physical plane. Every potential idea that could ever exists here. From a time machine to the next iPhone, it's already here. This is the realm of the causation, the blueprint layer of reality, and it exists within your subconscious mind. So everything that you experience, poverty, wealth, success, failure, relationships, miracles, was first created here. This is where the seeds of your life are planted. Remember, everything that you see in your reality started as a thought, which is a form of imagination. The physical world, it's just frozen imagination. Thoughts that had been slowed down into form. That's what manifestation really is. A shift in vibration that turns the invisible visible. Just like water, steam, and ice. Same essence, different form. Now I want you to think about this. Where do you go when you're dreaming? Your eyes are closed, your body is still, yet somehow you're traveling, seeing, feeling, and living. How? What if that's not just your imagination, but a glimpse of the mental plane in motion? Welcome to the spiritual plane. This is where your spirit body exists, also known as your astral body. That's why we hear terms like astral projection or the astral realm. Same concept, same plane. But here's what makes this plane so powerful. It's the energetic web that connects you to everything and everyone. Think of it like a divine Wi-Fi network. You, me, the source, the collective, all linked through this field. This is where the idea of non-duality comes from. That we aren't separate. We're simply different expressions of the same essence. Now I want you to picture it like water, and they're all in different cups. One's in a tall one, one's in a short one, one is in a skinny one, and one is in a metal one. But they're all filled with the same water. That's you and everyone else. Unique on the outside, unified within. The spiritual plane is where the real you lives. The infinite, electrical, immortal part of you. And sometimes the physical body cannot contain that much energy. It gets tired, it needs rest. And when it does, your spirit steps out and travels. That's what dreams really are. Your spirit temporarily released, moving freely in its natural dimension. That's why you often wake up feeling like you went somewhere. Because you did. Now earlier in the beginning of this video, I told you that 98% of people only use one plane of existence. Now if you want to know if that's you, then listen closely because these are the main traps. And most people fall into one of them. The first trap is the hustler. The one who works 60 hours a week, pushing through burnout, thinking effort alone will change everything. They exhaust their body, but never shift their energy. And trap number 2 is the wishful thinker. The just visualize it crowd. Burn the sage, say the affirmations, sit back and wait, but never actually physically take aligned action. And trap number 3 is the religious believer. The one who prays, hopes, and waits for God to do it all, but never co-create or move their feet. And guess what? All 3 are stuck because none of them, the hustler, the wishful thinker, the person who prays hard, are using all 3 planes. The mental, the emotional, the spiritual. And if this hit a nerve, good. That means that it's time. And here's the secret that I promised to tell you at the beginning. The moment that you align all 3 planes, your thoughts, your energy, and your connection to the source, is the moment that you stop chasing results and you start creating them. Alright, so here's the secret you've been waiting for. How to actually use all 3 planes of existence to manifest your reality. Think of it like music or an instrument. It can sound good on its own, but when you combine them, you get a full, powerful symphony. And in our case, a universal symphony. That's what happens when you align your spiritual, mental, and physical planes. Now, pay close attention because the order matters. Start with the spiritual plane. This is where you recognize and internalize the truth that God dwells within you. When you truly feel that, when you embody the divine spark, it shifts your frequency. Reality begins to bend around you, not because you force it, but because you remember who you are. You are the source, temporarily wrapped in a human experience. And that conviction is key because confidence in your divine nature is fuel behind every manifestation. Now, step number 2 is to activate the mental plane. Once you're aligned spiritually, it's time to engage your mind. Hold your desire and your imagination as if it's already complete. Think from your vision, not about it. Walk through your day as if your desire is already yours. This is what Neville Goddard called the 4th dimensional thinking. The more real it feels in your mind, the faster it'll reflect into your outer world. And step number 3, move through the physical plane and now you act. But not from desperation. You move from alignment. Your actions become an extension of belief, not attempts to force outcomes. This is how you create a reality that feels like magic because it's not just hustle, it's harmony. Remember, the mental plane is the realm of cause. It's where you plant the seed of your reality, but nothing changes until those seeds are watered and grounded. And that's where the physical plane comes in. After you've connected with your spiritual truth and dominated the mental plane with conviction, only then are you truly ready to take the right action. Because if your mind isn't aligned with the version of you trying to become, every simple action will feel hard. Now I want you to think about it like when you go to the gym. If you don't see yourself as someone who works out, whether that be rain, you got off work too late, or it's your day off, you'll come up with every excuse in the book and just say, maybe tomorrow. But if your identity is locked into someone who does work out, you need it, you crave it, you look forward to it. It feels off when you skip it. And that's the power of alignment. When you lead from the spiritual and mental planes, action in the physical feels like flow, not force. You'll know what to do. You'll follow your intuition, which literally means inner tuition, your internal guidance system. And let's be honest, you already know there's something you're meant to act on right now. And this is your sign to follow it. When you align all 3 planes, it's like creating a divine sandwich. And when it clicks, you'll hear the universal symphony guiding you. But here's the problem with most manifestation content that's out there. It's all woo-woo, no real world application. And I didn't want to just learn about this. I actually wanted to use it to shift my actual life. And that's why I created the Reset program. Women from all over the world are logging in to receive practical, grounded tools to master their energy, master their mindset, their money, and peace. And real results, not just feel-good theory. So if you're ready to manifest more success, more wealth, more inner alignment, go check out the description. Your next level is waiting. Until next time, bye!